Giving Tuesday is a global effort that encourages people to do good.
Go to loveshriners.org.
This year, please support Shriners Children.
Go to loveshriners.org. Thank you.
So one of these winter galas where they're celebrating the Trump win happens to be my place. We call it home, the Rockaway Republican Club. My dear friend Mary Glynn and the great Margaret Powers and Margaret Powers' terrific husband, Paul King, all members of this great club. I've been there. Curtis has been there. My wife has been there. And tomorrow, I believe, is the winter gala, a big, big night in Rockaway. So here he is. He most recently ran against Gregory Meeks for a second time. Actually did better this time around than last time. My neighbor and friend, Paul King. Paul, good Tuesday morning, buddy. How are you?
Good morning, Sid. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like a normal person again. How about you?
Well, I feel great, but why again? I mean, I guess when you run for office, those couple of years really beats the daylights out of you, huh?
Well, it's just, and I get up every day, 7 days a week, and I'm like, I'm not going to be in Rockaway because all you guys are voting for me. So it's like, where am I today? I'm traveling all around Queens so much that my dog doesn't even remember me.
Yeah. And Meeks wins again. And, look, Meeks to me is like Chuck Schumer. They stay around forever. They do nothing. They do more harm to the community than good. But in Meeks' case, he gets a lot of black people to vote for him because they're not paying attention. They don't care. I'm black. I'm voting for Meeks. I believe that's why he keeps winning. Is that a fair statement?
I would put it a little bit differently about the black voters he gets because there's sort of like on the east side of Merrick Boulevard all the way down to Rosedale. That's where he crushes it. It's where the black churches and the black civic groups are really in bed with the Democratic Party. And I went to those churches. One of the pastors said to me, "You got guts for showing up here." I don't think he said guts. I think he might have referred to my
you got
my
balls.
privates.
You got balls.
Yeah. I'm like my priest never says stuff like that to me.
Well, I can appreciate that. You saw my speech at the Garden, so I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
Okay with that. But look, you did run a good race. You actually did better in the polls this time than last time. And would you consider, I guess, Paul King doing it one more time?
Well, we'll see what 2 years brings, But at risk of sounding overly dramatic, I'm whatever Gotham needs me to be, so or whatever Rockaway needs me to be. We'll see. What we need to do, and what the country needs, and I'm ready.
All right, fair enough. So tomorrow night is the big winter gala at the Rockaway Republican Club. Again, I've spoken there before, so has Curtis. Danielle's been there. You've had a bunch of amazing speakers over the years. Peter King, Thomas Sullivan. It's a great club. Big gala tomorrow night celebrating the Donald Trump win. But really, it's the Christmas party, yes?
Yes. It's, we're Hanukkah party too, man.
Yeah. And how many members are there in the Rockaway Republican Club? I'm just curious.
Oh, Mary'd have to give you an accurate count, but just say somewhere between 325 and 350.
Yeah, because it just seems to me, and I've got, a couple of neighbors on my block, maybe two that I know of that are Democrats, but, you walk around our neighborhood and there's Trump signs, American flags. It seems predominantly, I would go 95% Republicans, so I don't know if every person who lives in our neighborhood takes part and participates, but we live in a hugely Republican community. Huge.
Yep, and we have a lot of this Democrats in name only. Got a lot of people who are registered Democrats, but they're voting Republicans. They have conservative values, and and I've seen that shift. I've lived here more than 50 years. When we grew up, it was all working class, blue collar Dems. But, as the Democratic Party moved away from our parents, we were all like, well, we're not doing that. And, and it's, as you said, and as Peter King always points out, you got the flags everywhere because we're very patriotic. And
Peters community in Nassau County is also very similar. You know, you talk about the difference between Democrats and Republicans, and the big story today, Paul, which you did comment on yesterday when you texted me, was the Joe Biden pardon. There, Biden spent the last year saying time and time again, I'm not going to pardon my son, Hunter. And as I said yesterday, of course I would pardon my son. Anybody would pardon their son. But the Biden could have handled it a little better and said, listen, I will cross that bridge when I get to it. Let's see down the road. But no, he was very, very adamant. He was not going to do it. And, of course, he did it. So I guess you could be a good father and a liar at the same time, right?
Well, yeah, he's definitely a liar. And I'm not a betting man, but I would have bet the house. You know, I didn't believe him, a single time. And, yeah, there were sort of lots of ways he could have played it and been either at least vague, like you said, we'll deal with it down the line, or, but he had to play the game, whether it was for his own reelection when he thought that was happening, before getting crushed by Trump in the debate, or afterwards. You didn't want to be the one who could be blamed for Harris failing. So, it's amazing all the stuff that's happening now the election's over. This City of Yes could pass. Kathy Hochul's like, oh, congestion pricing. Yeah, maybe that's a good idea suddenly. Or, oh yeah, I think I'll pardon my son. It's like everything we said that they would do after the election, they're doing. But kind of tying it back to the Republican Club Gala, a good guy who's going to be speaking at our event this year is John Levine from the Post. So it's kind of timely because he did a lot of coverage of everything that Hunter did. So he was all over that. And so we're happy we're going to have him tomorrow night. And, it's when Mary and Margaret and the team were looking at stuff, especially post-election, we were like, well, maybe we'll splurge or bring in one of the people who are going to be in the Trump cabinet, pay a speaker's fee to have them come in. And, I'm sure we'd pack the joint in, getting a bigger place. We got a Tom Holman. But at the end of the day, they said, listen, if we do that, we'll have to raise the prices. And all the rank and file folks who are in our club or who are in our campaigns, people are outside in front of churches on Sundays or going to synagogues, talking to people who did all the groundwork. The regular folks would have been people priced out. So we're happy that it's a local event where, all our members will be there, and we're going with a couple of local bands, the Rockaways, Bobby Butler, DJ John from Breezy. So, if you got a spare moment, swing on by the yacht club. But it's even though Tom Sullivan lost, which was a heartbreaker, and I lost, we've got so much to celebrate, knowing that we saved America by getting Trump there, and what you were saying before, you had an important role too, because even though the Electoral College is what's obviously constitutionally what's most important, it was so important that Trump won the popular vote. In New York's swung +8 Republican this year, which was the biggest shift of any state. So thanks for your part in that, because it's just huge that he won and won it all. So they can just shut up. He's the president. No throwing shade. No saying, he's not legitimate. He's the man, and America's saved. We're moving forward.
He did win big. Thank you for the kind words, Paul. So do you have to be a member to come to this gala tomorrow night, or could anybody off the street show up?
Anyone off the street can show up. I mean, please don't wear your I voted for her shirt.
yeah. You'll get your ass kicked. It'll be like an Islander fan walking into Madison Square Garden. And what is the cost at the door for coming in tomorrow night?
It's $125.
$125, and you get what? Steak, lobster? What is my man Joe from A&S Pork Store and Donna Sullivan making tomorrow night?
Oh, I'm not privy to the menu. I let the ladies handle that. Right. Margaret and Mary do all the heavy lifting along with Dina and Rob Rose and the guys. But so I'll be there to eat and drink, and the drinks will be flowing. And and like I said, we got some great local acts for entertainment, and a lot of people are just going to be celebrating President Trump.
Awesome. Well, listen, it's good to have you on. It sounds like it'll be a great time tomorrow night. Margaret Powers, Mary Glynn, Paul King, all the great Rockaway Republicans in our beautiful community. We got a new pizza store opening up tomorrow, by the way. My guys, John and Joe at La Sorrentina, they're not up on 129th. They got a third place now. The new pizza store opens tomorrow. The same day you'll have the big party at the Yacht Club tomorrow night. So have great success. I'll try to run by and see you guys for a couple of moments. Either way, Paul King, we love you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sid. Thanks for everything, and you have a great day.
You too. There it is, the Rockaway Republican Club, their winter gala celebrating the Trump win like lots of folks are doing.
Eden Memorial Chapels understands Jewish funerals can take many forms. Some are Orthodox, while others are more conservative or of a Reform nature. There's no one better. With services close to all New York and New Jersey cemeteries, Eden Memorial Chapels offer fair and balanced pricing and can provide easy transfer of you and your loved ones to Israel. While you're grieving, they're here to take care of all the details so that you deal with less bureaucracy and have more peace of mind. Go to EdenMemorial.com. That's EdenMemorial.com.